Hello, good morning and welcome aboard to AM News. My name is Sinisi Apomaiji. In our very first story, members of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOGSAG, are set to begin an indefinite nationwide strike today in protest over what the association describes as prolonged delays in implementation of the agreed conditions of service. The industrial action is expected to affect operations across several ministries, departments and agencies, as well as local government offices nationwide, where members of the association form a significant part of the administrative workforce. We are joined by phone. Eddie Akwe joins us. He's PRO for CLOGSAG. Good morning. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. You said government has delayed implementation of agreed conditions of service. Briefly walk us through some of the agreed conditions you had with government.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to your listeners. Good morning to all CLOGSAG members. Talking about the issues that the out in the media, it is administrative work that they do have also the fact.
Mr. Eddie Akwe, can you kindly reposition? There's a break in connection to you. Kindly reposition slightly for us. Thank you.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, it's clearer now. Thank you.
Yeah, so like I was saying, since last Friday, the 5th of March, that the National Executive Council of CLOGSAG declared strike. That today, 9th March, all our members, wherever they find themselves, within the ministry, within the metropolitan, within the district assembly, assembly, should not go to work today. It has to do with issues with our conditions of service and salary structure. These conditions of service and salary structure, mind you, has already been agreed upon. And since 1st January 2025, we've been waiting for its implementation. And that is where we are now.
Okay, can you kindly tell us what are some of the agreements that you sat down to have a conversation with? What did you agree on?
Earlier on, I said that some of those agreements cannot be put out there in the media. These are administrative agreements, administrative procedures which cannot be put out there in the media. The matter is that today our service public press and we are meant to say so that they have read for us.
Okay, so the clarification is that there's an agreed condition, there are agreed conditions of service, just that the implementation has delayed, correct?
Very well.
Okay, so what has been government's response, especially since you held a meeting with your, have they held any meeting with your leadership to engage with you when you announced the strike last week?
It's quite interesting that we have not heard anything from government. The National Executive Council of CLOGSAG has not heard anything from government.
Even the fair wages, nobody from government?
Not at all. No, and this is quite worrying because we are given an intention for strike since 19th February. We waited 2 weeks down the line. In the 5th March, we gave the information that our members should proceed on strike today. And since 5th March to now, nothing has been heard from government. So our strike is on. I'm urging all our members, wherever they find themselves, not to step foot at their workplaces today. Some of the areas, mind you, let me tell you some of the areas that will be affected. The Registrar General's Department will be affected. The Birth and Death Registry will be affected. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will be affected. Ministry of Housing will be affected. Ministry of Communication will be affected. All those ministries will be affected. All district assemblies would also be affected nationwide. And that is the extent of strike action that is taking place. Our employer has not said in good faith, and for that matter, we are proceeding on strike to ensure that we get what belongs to us.
What do you make of government's posture by not engaging with you since you announced or you threatened to strike?
Come again?
What do you make of government's posture? Because you said you've heard nothing from government when you...
Government's posture is not good for employer-employee relationship, and that is the matter. It is never good for employer-employee relationship because we're talking about good faith over here. After we have sat down for a number of negotiations, and the number of agreements has reached. Now, our employer is refusing to ensure the implementation of the agreement, and that's why our members are not happy. This matter is very hard, and they are not guided. So that is why our members are not them at their work.
Well, hopefully, maybe since the strike is starting today, you hear from government. But finally, what will it take to end the strike?
Well, it will take a positive action from government. We have come to the end of the road, and we expect that we should be able to implement whatever has been agreed upon, and that action should come from government. If you look at the record, this bank will be going on another strike. It's all across them. And today, towards them, we are still the conditions of service salary that this segment has not been made for us.
Okay. Okay, so the only thing going to end this strike is a favorable response from government.
Exactly, and that is all that our members are waiting for.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Eddie Akwe, for joining us. He's PRO for CLOGSAG. Now, moving on to other stories, it was a struggle that forced some parents to withdraw their children from school. The simple, agonizing lack of a desk to write on. But today in Techiman North, that struggle has met its match. Member of Parliament for the area and Trade Minister Elizabeth Ufusue-Jare has donated 1,000 pieces of furniture to wipe out the deficit and restore dignity to the classroom. Anna Sabit reports.
This is the daily reality for hundreds of pupils in the Techiman North district. A classroom without enough desks, a struggle for space, young minds eager to learn but forced to battle uncomfortable floors and cramped positions just to write a single sentence. It is a challenge that doesn't just affect posture, it affects the very ability to learn. Mark Yawedusi is the headmaster of Jamatimpun DA Basic School. He says the challenge actually led to a drop in enrollment.
I took over the administration of the school in 2023. I have a total enrollment of 300 plus. And no single child is having a desk to read on. So parents carry these things to them. And when they come and you tell them they should bring table and chair, it becomes a problem. And they will couple out, why? This is a government school. Why are we not getting the table and the chairs? And I said, that is the situation that confronts us. And this is the way that we should all go, so that at the appropriate time, when the table and the chairs are in, then we'll work on it. So it's a big challenge.
This was the harsh reality for Headmaster Yao Adusi and his pupils. But today, in the forecourt of the Techiman North District Assembly, that narrative is being rewritten. 1,000 brand new pieces of school furniture were officially handed over to the Education Directorate, a direct response to the cries of educators like Mr. Adusi. The massive donation was made possible by the Member of Parliament for Techiman North, who also serves as the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Honorable Elizabeth Ufusue-Jare, together with the DCE, Adam Johnson.
Today we've handed over 1,000 chairs and tables to schools to be distributed among them. We'll do that again until the issue of furniture is solved in Techiman North. I think that it is important and it affects the academic life. To carry a stool from home to school doesn't augur well for a student. So now that they have these, I think that it's going to improve the educational standards of our pupils. And so I am also excited, the same way the teachers and the pupils are excited. We'll continue to make sure that infrastructure for pupils in this area is resolved.
Receiving the furniture, the District Education Director Ahmed Nasir Ibrahim described the intervention as timely, a massive understatement for schools that have been waiting years for this relief.
We thank her very much for what she had done for us, and we are hoping that she will bring more. Those who are not getting some today, they will get it in the near future. So today is a great day for us at Techiman North.
For head teacher Mark Yao Adusi, these desks are the answer to a prayer. The days of writing on laps are finally coming to an end for the pupils of Jamatimpunim.
It is going to create some excitement and hope into the children. We are very happy getting this.
Reporting for Joy News, Anna Sabit, Chobodon.
Well, the professor of clinical microbiology at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Obriyeboah, has raised concerns over the prevalence of human papillomavirus (HPV, revealing that 1 in 3 men has a genital HPV infection. Speaking at an inaugural lecture, she also noted that 1 in 4 adults is expected to contract HPV at some point in their lives. She urged the media to intensify public education, especially in resource-constrained countries, to help curb HPV and related diseases such as cervical cancer.
The inaugural lecture of Professor Dorcas Obriyeboah at the University of Cape Coast focused on the topic confronting a hydra-headed problem, human papillomavirus (HPV), cervical cancer, and the quest for elimination in resource-constrained settings. Chairing the occasion, the acting vice-chancellor of the university, Professor Dennis Walanyo-Aheto, noted that an inaugural lecture represents a critical milestone in the life of an academic.
An inaugural lecture is therefore a defining milestone in the career of an academic. Indeed, it marks not only personal achievements, but also institutional recognition of sustained excellence in research, teaching, innovation, and service. At the University of Cape Coast, this tradition remains an important feature of our academic culture. This occasion marks a moment when our newly promoted professors engage university-wide audience, showcasing their scholarship and sharing their perspectives on issues of importance within their disciplines and beyond, while enriching the intellectual life of the university. Her lecture promises not only to inform, but also to inspire renewed commitment towards the global quest to eliminate cervical cancer as a public health threat.
Delivering her first inaugural lecture, Professor Obriyeboah, a professor of clinical microbiology, highlighted that HPV remains a major public health concern, revealing that 1 in 3 men is prone to genital HPV infection.
4 out of 5 adults will have an HPV infection at some point in their life. Can we start counting now? 4 out of 5. And if the men think that we said cervical cancer, so they are out of the story, please, 1 in 3 men, 1 in 3 men, I repeat, are infected with genital HPV.
She further urged greater proactiveness in tackling HPV and cervical cancer, particularly in resource-constrained countries, and called on the media to champion public education and awareness on the conditions.
The media, you have the loudest voices, and we are begging and always asking that please partner us, because we need to create demand. We need to get everybody aware enough that they go to their health facility and say, why can't I have cervical screening here? Until the medical director says, I need to get it done so I can sleep. Because every day somebody is coming to us and fighting me. We need that loud voice, and we want the media to partner us. Everything we know shows that cervical cancer is one of the really preventable cancers. It could be eliminated.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lisol Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Let's now do some business stories. The Bank of Ghana has rolled out new guidelines seeking to properly regulate foreign banks with accounts in local banks. The move is part of efforts to ensure that they all abide by the country's foreign exchange laws and regulation of the sector. There's more in the following report.
The Bank of Ghana in the new set of guidelines noted that these measures are also seeking to preserve the integrity and the orderly function of domestic foreign exchange market to support the regulator's monetary operations, as well as transparency and oversight of cross-border investment capital inflows. The Bank of Ghana went ahead to remind all the local banks that holding these virtual accounts, they should be reminded that they are exclusively for investment capital transactions, and they should be restricted to that as such. The central bank noted that it will not hesitate to carry out the necessary sanctions against any commercial bank that fails to abide by these guidelines, which could include license withdrawal.
Well, the government says Ghana's economy is now in strong position than a year ago to withstand external shocks. It's therefore downplaying the impact of the Middle East war on destabilizing current economic recovery. Dr. Theo Champong is technical advisor to the Minister of Finance and has been speaking on PM Express Business Edition.
Externally, you don't really have much control over it. What you have control over is what you do internally. So what you do internally becomes two or three things. What you do in terms of your fiscal performance, how you're managing the overall economy. So remember that when we entered the 17th IMF program, there was a statement that the fund issued, right, in the May 2023 report that Ghana had underlying fiscal vulnerabilities. Yeah. That is why when Russia-Ukraine happened, we felt the impact much more than we should have. And at one point, you even had the reserves of the import cover was around 2 weeks or so of reserves. The situation is completely different now than we were in 2022-23. What I mean by that is that there has been more stability within the Ghanaian economy. And the biggest indicator of your ability to withstand some of these shocks really comes down to look at your trade balances, right? So you can look at the NDF fiscal numbers that has been published by the Ministry of Finance and then also the Bank of Ghana, the summary of the economic and statistical data. Yeah. And if you look at those numbers and you actually compare where we were a few years ago to where we are now, your import cover is around 5.7 months, right? And that is still growing. And you also have a positive trade balance. So although we are exporting oil, we spend more importing. For every $1 that we get in oil exports, you have to spend a corresponding $2 importing oil into the economy. So the difference is one. However, you're also getting more from the gold side, and then you're getting more even from your non-traditional exports. So the net trade balance is around a positive 1 billion every month. And then if you look at the current account, it's around $750 million or so. So all of this translates into a much better improved external position for Ghana and our ability to actually able to withstand the shocks relative to where you were a few years, right?
Well, that's it for business news, and that's it for AM News as well. But don't forget that the AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicone Paint from Azar Group, Syntex Pipes, and also Time Herbal Mixture. Ladies and gentlemen, as we enjoy today's moment, remember to keep your body refreshed and your energy right with Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water. Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water is not just any water. It's natural and mineral rich that keeps you going. Whether you're dancing, cheering, networking, or simply enjoying the moment, Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water helps you stay cool, refreshed, and fully present. So grab a bottle, available in 500 ml, 20-liter jars, and sachets. For bulk purchase or inquiries, call 055 22 50 290. Also, the largest gathering of market actors in Ghana is happening this March in Tamale. World Vision Ghana's Thrive 2030 project presents Ghana National Market Actors Forum. Be part of a powerful national platform that brings together producers, buyers, investors, processors, policymakers, and development partners to strengthen market linkages and unlock inclusive economic growth. The venue is Modern City Hotel Tamale. The dates are 24th to 26th March 2026. We invite exhibitors and vendors from various sectors. The following are: 1. value chain crop and plant-based value chains, livestock and animal-based value chains, processing and agro-industrial value chains, handicrafts and creative value chains. The second are market actors, buyers and off-takers, aggregators and traders, processors and manufacturers, input suppliers, financial service providers. The third, market service providers, including logistics, packaging, certification, quality assurance, etc. The fourth are institutions, that's Corporate Ghana, NGOs, development partners, policymakers, and regulators. So join us in Tamale and be part of a forum that turns market opportunities into real growth for businesses, farmers, and communities. For registration and enquiries, you can contact Priscilla on 054-791-7817 or John on 024-350-7669 or Joseph on 024-117-8948. Well, that's it for AM News. My name is Denise Yapomaide. For more news, please do log on to myjournalonline.com. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the show.